Okay, good morning, everyone. I am headed for Orlando today, and I asked my coaching girls in my coaching certification program. My phone's not working. Oh no. There it goes. What they wanted me to talk about in terms of. No, don't tell me. Okay. Hey. Oh no, my phone. Um, no, don't do this to me right now. Okay, so I think no, shit. Hey, Michelle. Okay. My phone, I think my phone might be broken. I'm really upset right now. Okay. Oh, shit. Your phone's broken. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this here. It might not be broken. I'm gonna do this here. And, okay, now it's working. It's working. It's working. Okay, yay. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. So I had a couple of clients that I asked in one of the boot camps, like, hey, what do you want me to talk about? And so I want to just kind of like, they all had kind of like the, a bunch of different answers. And so I'm kind of like, where the fuck is the thing? Okay, so I'm just going to like kind of talk about all things mindset. One of the girls said how shame affects your ability to take action. And so I want to talk a little bit about that because it's really important. And the thing is that shame is, and some people may have different opinions on this, but shame is your feeling like a bad person and not feeling worthy. People think that shame may be like shame, but it's really a worthiness thing. And so you don't feel worthy. And so there's like this deep need to, hold on to feeling like a bad person. And so it's like, I'm going to move the comment things to the side just so I can focus. There's this feeling of being a horrible person. And so when you're feeling like a horrible person, it makes you feel unworthy to get results, obviously. But even taking action makes you feel horrible because you feel like a horrible person. So it's kind of like this horrible person taking massive action. And so there's this part of you that just doesn't want to take action because when you take action, when you feel a shitload of shame, it makes you feel even worse because you're in action. So it heightens your ability to feel. And so it's kind of like, how do you deal with shame? Number one, I think you should find out where the origin of it is. And number two, I think you need to look at what's the payoff to having the shame. Because like I dealt with a lot of shame about stuff, from gaslighting, from narcissistic abuse, and I felt like a horrible person because I had been abused. I felt like an ugly person because I was abused. And I felt a lot of shame that I was the person who received that abuse. So it made me feel unworthy. And nothing can make you feel, but you get my drift. It made me scared to step out and be seen. And because I was afraid that people were going to pick up on that subconsciously. And so it scared me and it intimidated me and it made me not want to step out there and possibly get rejected, possibly be faced with somebody else, like making me face the fact that I felt that ugly about myself. Because shame is a feeling of ugliness about yourself. And shame is a feeling of deep unworthiness, like you're a bad person, like just a bad person. And so you want to look at the payoff to holding on to the shame, and the payoff to holding on to shame can be a multiple different things, but there can be payoff to not taking action, because if you did take action, your life would change. If you did release the shame, then things would change. If you let it go, somebody else might shame you again. And so there's a lot of pain there, and letting it go means facing the pain and dealing with the pain and really being in the pain for a minute. And that pain is so goddamn hard to deal with, because like my hair is so goddamn hard to deal with. So it's like, I just would rather ignore the fact that I feel this way and not take action and blame myself. Because if I actually had to recognize that there was someone who made me or inflicted this pain onto me, then it would be really, really hard to deal with, because then I would have to face the fact that there were really awful people in my life that treated me horribly, that I trusted, that I respected, that were close to me. And so there's a lot of shame in thinking that you made wrong decisions, that dealing with shame can be really hard. And it's like, well, why wouldn't you just want to get rid of the shame? It's such a deep, ugly feeling that dealing with it is really painful and really hard. And a lot of times you've gotten so used to carrying around shame that feeling anything different feels really weird, uncomfortable, uncommon, fucked up. And so there's just this lack of desire to do so. And it can also, like, shame can also really weigh you down. So if you're taking massive action, it's like you're literally having to, like, imagine having like 50 pounds, no, like 500 pounds holding you down into the place of inaction, of not taking action. And imagine having to, like, chains being like gripped to this 500 pounds and having to get up and remove it every single time you got up to take action. And going through that pain and remembering that as you take off these chains, that the people who are closest to you put you into them. And so having to do that over and over and over again is so fucking painful that it's like, it's kind of like the elephant who's been chained and he gets unchained, and it's like, he doesn't move because he's so used to it. It's kind of like the same thing about Shawshank Redemption, where Brooks, he kills himself when he gets out of prison because he just doesn't know anything else, and it feels so fucked up to him to be out of prison. So it's being in the end result of not having shame is so opposite that it hurts. And so it's kind of like we will sometimes we will want to feel pain more than we want to feel pleasure because it's so comfortable to us. So I hope that covers that. Not having anything to talk about when wanting to get on live streams going again. That is total and complete bullshit. Mean it with massive love, and I mean it with massive love to the person who asked, but it is total fucking horseshit. And I just did a LinkedIn video like 5 or 6 days ago about how to get over being camera shy. Really, the truth of the matter is that you just don't want to do it, and that's okay. But admitting that to yourself, because like if we were sitting here in this apartment right here, right now, and you had to convince me to believe in what it is that you're selling, whatever the hell it is, and if I didn't buy it, I would die. If you couldn't talk to me about that for 48 hours, all day long, all night long, you need to go do more research, and you need to rethink if you really think that you're cut out for running a business about that specific thing. And all of that shit that you would tell me about, you need to talk about in videos. And you can write a list of like 50 to 100 different topics of things that you would want to talk about, and then talk about them on video or blog posts or however the fuck it is that you market. But if you think that you don't have anything to say, it's like either get off the field or wake the fuck up and realize that you just don't want to do it. And that's okay. And you have to deal with the resistance of not wanting to do it. It's kind of the same thing as like being in those chains and having to get up and actually do it, because it's really fucking scary to get up and do something when you're so used to not doing it and so used to feeling like shit about yourself. What's going on when you know you should be doing something but you can't bring yourself to do it? Unworthiness, resistance to the end result, denial about what you're missing out on, denial about the fact that you can bring yourself to do the work but you're just choosing not to. That's big time denial. I was like this for years, where I wouldn't take action, and I was like, why am I not taking action? Why am I not taking action? Because I was scared shitless. Because I was scared of like being a failure, because I was scared of people finding out, that I was a fraud. I was scared of people seeing me doing stuff. I was scared of the shame that would pop up. I was scared of feeling stuff, because when you're in motion, you evoke emotion. I don't know if invoke is the right word, but when you're in motion, you have emotions, and your emotions are more in motion when you're in motion. So if you feel shitty about yourself, you might feel more shitty about yourself. If you at the same time, or let me rephrase that. If you feel shitty about yourself and you start taking action, you're afraid that you're going to feel more shitty. But the truth of the matter is that when you're in action, it's the best fucking thing you can possibly do for yourself, especially when you're saying you can't seem to bring yourself to take action. And there's also a live stream that I did around July 4th, specifically about this. This is like an hour and a half long. So I would go find that live stream. What else was I going to say? Does anybody have any like questions or specific things you want me to talk about? Because I'm like, those were the questions that they wanted me to cover, and I don't know if anybody said anything. Okay, here, the selling energy. Okay, so this is another one of my groups. The selling energy is like, so in other words, like, what type of energy do you need to be in order to sell? You need to be in practice mode all the fucking time. You need to be on your game all the fucking time. And people are like, no, you don't have to be on all the time. But in terms of learning how to be in sales, like in sales energy, you gotta understand the flow of it. There's a flow to it. And you get into the flow and things start to move and shake and groove. And the thing about it is that you have to be aligned in terms of your money mindset for your sales energy to be in flow. If your money mindset is fucked up, then you're not going to flow. Now, how do you find out what's going on with your money mindset? Well, why are you in resistance to receiving the end result of however much money it is that you want to make? So like, one of the things that I used to run across back when I was first starting my business was like making like 20 grand a month. And this was like my repeated pattern is I would think, okay, I need to get in the flow, I need to sell, and I don't know what the fuck to talk about. Nobody's gonna listen to me. How the fuck can I do this? I feel like they're gonna think I'm so ugly. They're going to hate what I have to say. They're not gonna take me seriously. Even if they know that I have amazing content, they're not gonna buy because they buy from the popular people. And I have a hard time receiving, and when I think about receiving money, I get scared, and it feels like I'm literally like floundering. And so I'm scared to receive. I'm scared of putting myself out there. I'm scared of everything, and I feel like such a pussy, and I just hate the way that I feel, and I hate the fact that I'm such a pussy, and I hate the fact that I'm not taking action, and I hate the fact that I have this type of pattern and mindset, and I feel so fucked up. Okay? That was the shit that ran through my head every fucking month for like a year and a half. Now, how did I handle it? Did I stop like taking action? No, I took action like a motherfucker. And it wasn't until I was able to understand how to work through it like quickly that I was able to stop needing to sell so fucking much in order to hit the goals that I wanted. So, and there are times when I'm like doing a lot of content like I'm doing right now, if you've paid attention, because I like being in the sales process, because I like creating content, because this is when I'm in flow and I have a lot of flow when I do shit like this. And I like making money, and I like increasing things, and I like, you know, going to new levels, and I like, you know, seeing what else comes to me. I like being in this kind of, you know, space and seeing like, well, okay, my vibration is in this space. Did I make a sale? Did I not make a sale? What do I need to tweak? And so it's kind of like, you know, well, that's good now that I'm saying it. So you get into a place where if you're not advertising, marketing to your audience, marketing 4 or 5 times a day, 5 days a week when you're just starting out, you're not marketing yourself enough, and you're not showing up. You're just not showing up, and people can't see you. And I told this to one client. I was like, the average person doesn't buy right away. The average person does not buy until after like 15 to 16 different times. They just don't buy. And like, let's think about this process, okay? So selling energy, right? You have to not only have your money mindset right. This is fucking gold right now, what I'm telling you. You have to have your money mindset right, but you also have to, like, you have to work through all of that bullshit in your head, and we all have it. It just depends on how much work you've done on yourself, how much work you've done on actually getting to the next level, that you're able to get into the sales energy faster. But the thing is that you've got, it's kind of a balancing act between understanding how to receive money, but also understanding how to, you know, like, attract buyers. Now, the buyers, if you think about it, how do you buy? Now, I explained this to a client, and I was like, most people don't buy right away, okay? So how does someone buy? Okay, so hypothetically, let's look at this. So if some random person, if you were online, and pay attention to this, because it'll really help you. If you're online and some ad pops up or some video pops up, you probably, because you're not really looking for that, you're like doing your whole other thing. And so you're like, you see it, but you don't even like pay attention to it. It just passes through. It's like, you don't even see it. So that's why a lot of times clients will be like, oh my God, what do I say? What do I do? I need to look perfect and all this other bullshit. And I'm like, baby, they're not going to fucking see you for at least, 4-6 weeks, unless and that is if you're super fucking consistent. They're not going to start to pay attention to you until you show the fuck up consistently, because that's just the way that it is. And like, I know there was this one guy and I noticed this with, he's on YouTube ads like all the fucking time. And I have seen him about 15 times. And I never really, like, I would skip the ad I've seen on Facebook. I'm seeing it everywhere. And I'm just kind of like, and I didn't even really see him. And the only reason that I, actually paid a teeny tiny bit of attention to his ad is because Rich worked with him, and or Rich like talked about him and his methodology to me while we were dating. So I knew of him. So even if you have a referral and people like refer you, you still aren't necessarily going to have someone pay a shitload of attention to you. They might be like, oh, okay. So you pass by them like 5, 6, 7, 8 times sometimes before they actually go, okay, this is step 1. I need to put this in a boot camp. This is paid fucking material, by the way, guys. Step 1, they actually pay attention to you. They actually like go, oh, okay, like the way that you're looking, you're paying attention to me right now. Okay, this is step 1. Step 2 is they don't even necessarily like, they might see you, but they don't even like actually really want to take the time to actually like learn what it is that you do. So it's like, okay, I see this person. Okay, I got it. Like, they exist. Okay, so like, I'm fucking taking notice. moving on back to your shit, going through your shit, going through your shit, going through your shit, going through your shit. And then from that, and then a second time that they actually engage with you, it is something you do energetically because you're doing your money mindset work aligns them to go, what does this person do? What does this person even do? Why the fuck is this all over my computer? Why is he all over my phone? Who the fuck is this person? Like, just, who is this person? What do they do? And that's when they might turn on a video or read a blog post for maybe, they might skim through it and maybe watch 2 to 3 minutes. Or they might watch 15 minutes if the content is really exceptional. But there are times when my content isn't exceptional, but I've been doing this for 25 years in terms of understanding mindset. No, I've been doing it for like longer than that. But, and that's one of the reasons why I'm phenomenal at my contents, because like I'm just regurgitating like fucking years of tried and tested methods and all sorts of different shit. So it's like, but I make it a fucking priority to give you guys exceptional fucking content and show the fuck up when I need to make money or I want to go to the next level. Plain and simple. Then I'm also aware that it takes like a lot of fucking time sometimes for you to pay the fuck attention. Like there are people who've been following me for 2 or 3 years who like dabble and just kind of look at my stuff and kind of like they're on my email list and they kind of look at the subject lines and then they kind of sometimes reply and they're like, oh, this is interesting, and then they go on about their business. And then so that's like the second place where they're just like, okay, I've noticed this person, all right, and then they go on about their business. And then they see you doing something that they're actually fucking interested in, that they actually want to have someone solve a problem for. And that's when they're like, huh, okay, does this person know how to give good value? Does this person help me in some way? Does this person know what the fuck they're talking about? Does this person have the qualifications that I believe is needed to solve my problem? And they'll go, oh, okay, oh, we'll see. And they might watch 30 minutes to an hour long video or a few different 5-minute videos or kind of like bounce around at different social media platforms to see kind of what you're all about and to see what's going on. And then they just kind of like, okay. That's why you have to put out offers all the fucking time. All the fucking time. In some way, shape, or form. Because they need to know what the fuck you're selling. They need to know what the fuck you're selling so they can actually start to process it in their brains right away. Otherwise, they're going to be like, okay, and it's going to take them like triple the amount of time for them to be like, what the fuck is this person selling? Like there have been multiple different times where I'm like interested in someone and I'm like, what the fuck are they selling? I don't know what the fuck they're selling. And if you can't fucking tell me like within 2 seconds what you're selling and who you're selling it to and what is the best, like how it's good for me, I'm like, especially if it's business, because it's like, why the fuck would I invest in you if I have no idea what the fuck you do? And if it's not blatantly obvious in every single form of content, then you're going to lose me. Plain and simple. And that's 99.9% of people, either it's subconscious or conscious. And where it's going to take a long fucking time. And then they go through the process of, they're like, huh. And then they go about their business and they see your stuff and they're like, okay. They've probably gone on a binge watch on watching your shit and kind of in the freebie seeker mode. And they're watching your shit and they're just kind of like, okay. And they're possibly looking at your offer thinking, okay, I don't know if I want to buy. Which way would I want to work with this person? Could I see myself working with this person? Is that even something that I want to play with? Now they're just playing with the idea. They're not even there. They're just playing with the idea. And from there, then they're like, they go on about their business. So notice we're like at 4 or 5 different, levels of this where it can be like 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes 6 months between each phase. especially if you're not putting out a lot of content. If you're not putting out a lot of content, you're looking at possibly 4, 5, 10 years before the person actually sees you, and most likely you've given up because you're like, well, nobody's buying. Well, nobody's buying because you're not fucking showing up. And you're not doing what it takes to make sales. Because it's like, you gotta fucking, like, sales isn't hard if you show the fuck up on a consistent basis. And you have that energy about you, knowing how people need to be sold to. And if you look at any major company out there, they are all over the fucking place. All over the place. And they aren't necessarily selling you right there, but you know their product because you see it all over the place. So your brain goes to, well, who the fuck do I need to go to? And how many times have you been like, I need a business coach, or I need a mindset coach, or I need this, or I need that? Who the fuck do I go to? Well, there's this person and this person and this person. Who the fuck has the most content? Who do I find the most trustworthy? Who actually shows up like an authority and a leader? Who has the program or the course or the mentorship that I fucking need and that I want? So if you run into those types, then you got a leg up. But those types, even still, they're not going to buy from you right away either. Most likely, they're going to play with it and be kind of in this back and forth. Now, meanwhile, your money mindset is like, it's got to intercede with these, you know, them processing all this shit. And if your money mindset is right, it's going to align. Now, this is why a lot of people will have people who align with them to buy, but they ghost, or they align with them to buy, but then they drop out, or they ask for a refund, or they will say that they're interested, that they're going to buy, and then they don't, they can't figure out how to get the money. That means that your money mindset has started to get in alignment, and it didn't fully connect, and you got to fully connect. That's why a lot of times with mindset work, you'll be like, this is why you need a mindset coach. You'll be like right there, and you'll be right there, and you'll be right there, and you'll be right there. And then you'll go into, what the fuck's wrong with me? Blah, 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 da, 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 versus actually understanding the dynamics that happen in these types of situations that makes the sale or breaks the sale, or doesn't even make the connection that can possibly bring the sale through. And the thing is that in order to make repetitive, consistent, large sales, high ticket sales, you need to be a master at this. Plain and simple. And the mastery of it begins with showing the fuck up all the fucking time. And being consistent and phenomenal about it. Now, do I show up and am I utterly phenomenal every single time I show up? No. And if you go and watch my live streams, and I recommend going to my membership site, which I don't know if I'm going to be keeping up for, I'm totally restructuring my business right now. It's $97. It has like hundreds of live streams in there of me doing content. And you can be able, like, if I was somebody who was like really wanting to understand sales energy, I would go and look at like 10 to 30 videos. That's about probably 30 to 40 hours of watching me sell. And not a program type of thing when I'm doing live streams. And see the different feel of each video. Because each video is indicating, and you need to like start to study it. This is what I did in terms of making sales. Start to study it to see like, where was she in terms of her energy in making a sale? If this was selling me, how did I feel about this? Why didn't I buy from her right then and there? Would I have bought from her right then and there? What was going on? And you'll see the differences. You'll be able to tell when I'm like fucking on point, and when I'm like just doing content to do content, and I put out an offer because, you know, it'd be stupid not to put out a fucking offer. And I say this with love, but if you are putting out content and not making a fucking offer, it's just stupid. Plain and simple. Like, you can do it every once in a while, and sometimes I do that, but any fucking time I do shit, there's some sort of offer. Like, like 2% of the time do I not put out an offer. And people will argue about that and blah, 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 blah. It's kind of like, in my opinion, I think it's just stupid. I think it's stupid. It's an opportunity. It's an at-bat, as Gary Vaynerchuk says. So take the fucking at-bat. You don't know when you're going to get another opportunity. You don't know if that person is in the fifth state where they start to go, what does this person offer? What does this person offer? What does this person offer? And they're right there, and you don't have a fucking offer. And they're really in this place of, I want to buy, I want to invest. And they're like interested in you, but you're not putting out a fucking offer. And so it's like, well, what the fuck? Why isn't this person putting out an offer? Because I want to know what this person's selling, but I don't want to fucking waste the time reaching out to the person and having them sell me and go through all the bullshit. I want to fucking buy, and I want to fucking buy right now. So they instead go to a different person because it's a waste of their time. And it's like, they only have a certain amount of time. So if you do that, you're missing an at-bat, you're missing a sale. You could be missing out on millions and millions of dollars just by not putting out an offer on every fucking thing that you put out. Now, is that on Instagram and shit like that on every single post for me? No. But in terms of emails, in terms of live streams, yes. 9 times out of 10. And if it isn't, it's purely just because it's for me to show up to tell my mindset that I showed up that day. That's purely it. But rarely will you see me not make an offer. And that's a big part of it is me. There are times when I have no intentions whatsoever of selling. None. And there are days when I have I am certain that I'm not going to make a sale at all. But do I fucking put out an offer in the live stream? Fuck yeah, I do. Why? Because it tells my mindset, Molly, you've been showing up. Molly, you deserve to get paid. Molly, this is you're selling. So you might not be closing today, but you're about to close. And regardless if anybody is interested in my shit, I know I'm about to close. I may close today. I might surprise myself today. And hey, wouldn't it be cool if I actually, keep doing this and I get the rhythm of things and where I have no intentions of selling, but I'm actually able to just turn it on a moment's notice and I start fucking selling volumes of shit just left and fucking right? Well, that would be really cool. But does that take practice? Absolutely. And do you become a master at selling within the first 2 to 3 years of your business when you've never been doing a whole lot of sales before? That's very unrealistic, especially even if you're doing it every fucking day, multiple times a day. So it's put all this shit into perspective. That's why 50% or 60% of people fail in their first year of business, and why 90% of people, I think it's 80% of small businesses fail within 5 years. So it's the reason why is because people don't want to put in the fucking work, because it's a lot of fucking work. So then, say they're in the fifth stage, and then they're okay, so this person has an offer. All right, okay. Now, do I want to invest with this person? Do I want to invest at all? I have my expenses, and then they're doing the calculations in their head, and they go on about their day. And then they skim through the feed, and they're noticing you, and they're kind of do I trust this person? Do I not? Do I, tell me more about your offer. I want to know about how you work with people. I want to know what's involved in the process. And, and the thing is that a lot of times I don't tell you specifically how my boot camps are run or how shit's run, but the content is just so fucking phenomenal that it's baby, listen, if you want to fucking work with me and you're on the verge of working with me, this is my free fucking content. Imagine what it's like to work with me paid. Imagine what it's like to get actual coaching from me. Plain and simple. So do I have people reach out to me left and fucking right when they have no idea what the fuck I'm selling or the content? Hell, I had a chick who just joined my money boot camp who has no idea how long the course is. She had no fucking clue. And there have been people left and fucking right who have done that. Left and fucking right. So it's more of, can you get into this sales energy? Are you showing the fuck up? Are you ready to receive the money? What else? So then they're contemplating in their head. Now, your money mindset, a lot of times it'll be in a place where you're just fuck it, nobody's buying. Fuck it, nobody's buying. Fuck it, nobody's buying. And when you're in that mental state, because you go up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, look at how cool this is. up and down and up and down and up and down because you're not completely solid in your mindset, because nobody ever is. But you get to a point, if you've done enough practice, that you get solid in your mindset to where you're like, you're solid. And very quickly these people are like, here's your mindset. Very quickly these people go, you know what, fuck it, I actually want to invest with this person. You know what, fuck it, I want to invest with this person. You know what, actually, I don't need to spend all this fucking time. I just need to take fucking action. I just need to decide. I knew I needed to work with you. I knew this is what it was. This was perfect timing. This is how it happens. I am ready to fucking work with you. I was scared shitless, and I don't know why it took me so fucking long to sign up to work with you. Gee, I wonder why. Because of you. It's so fucking clear. Your buyers are a reflection of you, how you think. So if you're thinking, you know, like, and the thing is that not everybody is going to, you know, take this much time to buy, but that's the average type of person. So in terms of like selling to cold traffic on evergreen funnels and shit like that, you better believe you got to get good at fucking sales in order to sell to people on automation like left and fucking right. You just fucking have to. Plain and simple. Your money mindset's got to be on fucking point. Boom, 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 boom. Plain and simple. And you have to believe in your product. You have to believe in your product. You have to believe in your mission. You have to believe in the identity of who you are as somebody who can fucking sell the shit out of whatever the fuck it is that you're promoting. There's also the fact that you need to believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that your product is the best product on the market in your expertise. Like the best fucking thing ever. The best shit ever. And if you believe that, you will show up like that, and people will feel that and will be like, I want to work with the best too. Plain and simple. I want to work with the best too. So they will align for that. Now, you also have to be showing up consistently in order for this shit to align. Now, in terms of like, once they get to a place where they're like, I don't know if I want to invest with you. Can I invest with you? I don't know if I invest with you. Da, 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 da. This is usually where you're kind of like going back and forth between, should I align for this? Do I align to receive the money? Can I receive money? Can I align for the 20K months? Can I align for the 10K months? Can I do this? I don't know if I should do this. Da, 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 da. And that's if you're showing up consistently. But you going back and forth, you got some mindset shit going on that is explained in day 3 of my journaling series. If you don't have the journaling course, basically you can figure out how to work through this shit in one fucking 60 to 70 minute video that's worth like thousands and thousands. I was like $10,000. Like, you could take that and pretty much manifest whatever the fuck you want if you go through it thoroughly. And it's on sale on my website right now. I don't know if I'm going to keep it up either. But yeah, you're going back and forth. You've got this mindset shit going on, and your subconscious is like, should I allow myself to align? Do I not want to allow myself to align? Should I let this happen? Should I not let this happen? And you know subconsciously that there are buyers out there who are going, should I buy for this person? Should I invest with this person? I don't know if I should invest in this person. Da, 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 da. And so your subconscious can't be going back and forth. It's got to say, boom, this motherfucker is buying my shit. Now, here's the thing. You don't necessarily know where this person is, who this person is, what phase they're in, where they're coming from, if they're aligned. And here's the thing. They may be in a place where they're like, should I invest in this? Should I buy this product? And they may not even know you. But if you decide that you're going to have a buyer who's going to buy your shit, they will find you. And it just so happens that if you're all over the place, it makes it a hell of a lot easier for them to find you. And it makes a hell of a lot faster chance for them to find you versus somebody else. Because they're going to buy. Whether they buy from you or somebody else, it's up to you. I hope that makes sense. Hey, Michelle. How are you, sweetie? Just trying to think. That's pretty much that. Whew. I get like rolling about that shit. So yeah, in terms of if you want to buy from me right now, like I said, the journaling course is like $197 or $297. It's on my website. Go to mollysteph.com and click on courses, and it's there. But also, if you want to become a member and watch 100 plus videos and be able to study the sales energy and pick up which one's which, that's $97. So you can try that as well. I'm kind of playing with ideas of structuring my business differently, and so I'm doing a lot of mindset work, and I'm showing up a lot. I had this chick ask me, she's a client, she was like, so if you're showing up daily, do you need to, in order to restructure and refocus and figure out what it is, the next steps that you're doing, do you need to step back from that? And I'm like, no, because when I'm actually in selling mode, it makes it a hell of a lot easier for me to go, okay, how else do I want this to go? And you got to be in, offense, but also receiving. And you got to learn what that energy is. You got to understand what it is. And the thing is that the more that you practice, the more that you can demand that energy come alive with you, in you at a moment's notice. That takes a lot of fucking practice. But it comes very easily if you know how to do your mindset work and you're aligned with your mindset work. And of course, if you have a fucking badass mindset coach such as me. This is the kind of shit that I work with, how I would coach people with one-on-one, and I do it a lot too. So, there are several ways to work with me right now. Let me know if you want to work with me on any scale. But if you want those courses and you just want a low cost, easy investment to understand mindset more, watch my videos. It's $97. And the journaling course, it's either $197 or $297, and go through it because it clarifies so much shit. And you can literally make a lot of money from that course. A lot of money. I had a few different people who were like, you should charge $1,000 for that course. And I actually don't know if I've put it out there too much because it's so fucking valuable that I'm like, why am I not charging more for this? But I haven't been able to feel comfortable charging more for it yet. So I don't know. Maybe that's a block for me. But anywho, I have, but if you want it at this price, come and get it. So yeah, that's that. What's oh no? Hey Ellen, how are you? They need to trust first. Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of people that hopped on. I think that thank you, Katrina. There are, it sounds like, Michelle, I'm doing awesome. I'm telling my sister about, yeah, the journaling course. So I'll tell you a little bit about, hey EJ, I'll tell you a little bit about the journaling course real quick. It is, yeah, it's brilliant. Thanks, Michelle. It's like 6 days, I think. And I basically take you through, journaling, a journaling session for each day. And the first day is the overall journaling series process. Now, this is different than fucking writing out your fucking reality. This is way deeper shit. EJ Love and I were on the phone last night, and she's my sex coach, and we were discussing my message. And she said, I was like, I haven't gotten it's really soul driven type of message. I haven't had a soul type of thing. It's been mindset. And she's like, so in other words, you work through all the mindset blocks in order to connect to the soul so that you can connect to God. And I was like, fuck yeah. So I think that the natural evolution of my work is going to come with probably learning how to tune more into your connection to God. But also, you can't really connect to God unless you've worked through your mindset shit. So And I firmly, wholeheartedly believe that. And I think that, just being like, oh, okay, connect to your soul and connect to God. It's just like, there's so many fucking people who can't do that because they have so much fucking bullshit that's keeping them from doing that. So, yeah. But I think it's a nice evolution for me in terms of, I gotta figure out how to fucking interweave that shit. Because, because like, the first step is the mindset shit, and then it's the soul connection to God. And if you don't have the mindset shit, you're fucked in terms of being able to believe that you can just have downloads come through and money can just come in because you're just being you. That doesn't happen until you've like dramatically let go of a lot of fucking bullshit. It's just the way that it is. And expecting yourself to just like let go of bullshit at a moment's notice without any ability to understand what the fuck's going on with your subconscious is a little extreme, and maybe expecting a little too much of yourself. Maybe not, but maybe. I think so, because I've been seriously blocked and had like been broken hearted about it. The mindset gets your mind out of the way. Abso-fucking-lutely. I like that profile picture, darling. So with that being said, if you want to work with me, just let me fucking know. Now, so this is an example of I have shit I'm going to sell, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to make a sale sometime today or within the next 72 hours. I might make a few sales. So after this, I'm getting on a flight to Orlando, and through that period, I'm probably going to get off the phone and do some more mindset work on bigger long-term shit and identity shit. And so that's probably, and naturally I will do some mindset work around receiving money, because I'm doing identity stuff of being this next level version of myself. And so it's going to naturally evolve to me looking at my receiving money. And so I'm probably going to look at, okay, well, I did this live stream today, and I really haven't been in this light. If you go back and watch my live streams for this past week, you'll notice that I'm kind of like, I have an offer and I've kind of put it out there, but I just kind of wanted to, like, honestly, like, this was like one of the rare weeks where I like haven't put out a, very precise offer. And so I've been kind of like, what the fuck do I want to sell? And so there are multiple different ways to work with me, but am I going to focus on what specific thing that I want people to buy from me right now? I don't know. It might just be all over the place in terms of like, well, here's different ways in which you can work with me. I don't know, but that's okay, because I'm showing the fuck up, and most likely I'm probably going to make a few $1,000s, $5,000 within the next 72 hours. Just because I've put out phenomenal fucking content over the past week. Like, it's just fucking phenomenal. And anybody who's hearing me right now is going to go back and watch it, because you literally missed out on fucking gold, like hundreds of thousands of dollars, tens years worth of fucking work, all wrapped up in like 3 or 4 live streams on manifestation. So someone would be kind of ridiculous not to want to buy from me. So if they don't buy from me within the next 72 hours, they're going to buy from me next week. And so you keep that in mind, and like you keep that certainty in the back of your mind, where it's like, and notice how I'm doing it. I'm like, I don't know if they're going to buy today. I don't know if they're going to buy in the next 72 hours, but I've got this mindset where it's like, I have shown the fuck up in a bad fucking way this week. In a bad fucking way. And like, people have commented to me, private messaged me, said that they really resonated with it, and they aren't necessarily the buyers, but if people are commenting and giving you feedback and you consistently show up, but if you're doing the mindset work to receive and also being in the identity and shit like that, then you're going to make money. Thanks, Katie. You're going to make money, plain and simple. So, and also the other piece of this is that person who's going to buy from me, and I have like, I'm open for one-on-one clients right now, and I'm kind of like feeling like maybe that's what wants to come through. and I don't advertise one-on-one clients very often, like hardly at all. That one-on-one client may not even see these fucking live streams. They may hear about me or be in one of my membership site programs or be in a fucking boot camp or was in a boot camp or whatever. And maybe like, Molly Sapp, I need to work with that bitch. Molly Sapp, I need to work with that bitch. Holy shit, I need to fucking work with that bitch. Or they see me on LinkedIn or whatever the fuck it might be. Because I'm aligned for it. Plain and simple. Just gotta get aligned for it. Now, I just gotta get aligned for it. Okay? Oh my God. I have to get to the airport. That was really loud. It was like, but I'm okay. I'm so ready to get out of this place. Yeah. Resistance. Because I had been staying in places. Be careful when you go to Airbnbs, because some of them have just been like, this one has been awful. Like, I don't know why I stayed here as long as I did, because I signed up for a month, and I didn't think about the fact that, because Airbnb has a really strict refund policy, and I just got to the point where I was like, I feel so fucking like, that I have to get the fuck out of here. And so luckily they gave us a refund for the rest of the month. So I'm going to Orlando, and this is really exciting. I have wanted to see this pastor that I'm going to see in Orlando on Sunday night for since I was like 16 years old. I'm 33 now. So 18 years I've wanted to see this woman in person. And she will be speaking on Sunday evening in Orlando, and I'm going. Excuse me. So that's going to be kind of like, I don't know if I'll get anything out of it, but going to Orlando, I haven't been to Orlando in since I was like a freshman in college, and I was only there for like a couple of days, but I'll be there until Wednesday. And then I'm going to, where the hell am I going? Houston to see my parents. And, yeah, it is exciting. And, her name is Paula White, and her husband is one of the singers in the band Journey, Don't Stop Believing. And he's got a book coming out, and she's just like, she's fucking cool. She's fucking insane. Like, holy shit. Like, that woman knows how to clear energy like a motherfucker. I started listening to her and learning how she prays and studying the way that she prays. And like, that's where I do, like, I'll start praying the way that she does, and I'll start clearing energy. And I will literally feel energy like moving. Like, it's like, whoa. But yeah, she knows how to move shit in the spirit realm. That's for damn sure. She's powerful as fuck. Yeah. Oh, she's also Donald Trump's spiritual advisor. FYI. I don't have any, I'm just interested in the fact that she runs a $100 million empire and she ministers to people who are the most powerful people in the world. I find that interesting, and she's had a lot of impact on me. Who she fucking mentors is her own thing, kind of like how I feel about Grant Cardone and Scientology. I don't want anything to do with Scientology. I don't necessarily want to have, be influenced by it, but their choice, their call. But if you impact me, I don't really give a shit what you do, as long as you're ethical and even if you're not ethical, if you impact me in a certain way that I need to be impacted in whatever area it is, if it's not, your unethical stuff is not affecting me, then I find it to be a different story, but whatever. So, yeah. Okay. Have any questions? Reach out to me, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.